Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Mind Map. Today's topic of discussion is poverty. First of all, we will discuss about the introduction of poverty, then we will discuss about types of poverty, poverty estimation in India, causes of poverty, and lastly, poverty alleviation programs in India. First of all, moving on to the introduction of the topic. Poverty is a state or condition in which a person or community lacks the financial resources and essentials for a minimum standard of living. Poverty means that the income level from employment is so low that basic human needs can't be met. According to World Bank, poverty is pronounced deprivation in well-being and comprises many dimensions. It includes low incomes and the inability to acquire the basic goods and services necessary for survival with dignity. Poverty also encompasses low levels of health and education, poor access to clean water and sanitation, inadequate physical security, lack of voice, and insufficient capacity and opportunity to better one's life. Now moving on to types of poverty. Poverty is complex. It does not mean the same thing for all people. We can identify 4 types of poverty. First is situational poverty. It is generally caused by a sudden crisis or loss and is often temporary. Events causing situational poverty include environmental disasters, job loss, or severe health problems. Second is generational poverty. It occurs in families where at least 2 generations have been born into poverty. Third is absolute poverty, a condition where household income is below a necessary level to maintain basic living standards, that is food, shelter, and housing. This condition makes it possible to compare between different countries and also over time. And relative poverty, it is defined from the social perspective, that is living standard compared to the economic standards of population living in surroundings. Hence, it is a measure of income inequality. Now let's discuss about causes of poverty. First is population explosion. India's population has steadily increased through the years. During the past 45 years, it has risen at a rate of 2.2% per year, which means, on average, about 17 million people are added to the country's population each year. Second is low agricultural productivity. A major reason for poverty is the low productivity in the agriculture sector. The reason for low productivity is manifold. Chiefly, it is because of fragmented and subdivided land holdings, lack of capital, illiteracy about new technologies in farming, the use of traditional methods of cultivation, wastage during storage, etc. Third is inefficient resource utilization. There is underemployment and disguised unemployment in the country, particularly in the farming sector. This has resulted in low agricultural output and also led to a dip in the standard of living. Fourth is low rate of economic development. Economic development has been low in India, especially in the first 40 years of independence before the LPG reforms in 1991. Inflation. Inflation has been steady in the country and this has added to the burden the poor carry. Unemployment. It is another factor causing poverty in India. The ever-increasing population has led to a higher number of job seekers and lack of capital and entrepreneurship. The shortage of capital and entrepreneurship results in low level of investment and job creation in the economy. Now let's have a look at poverty estimation in India. Poverty estimation in India is carried out by NITI Aayog's task force through the calculation of poverty line. It is based on the data captured by the National Sample Survey Office under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Poverty is measured based on consumer expenditure surveys of the National Sample Survey Organization. A poor household is defined as one with an expenditure level below a specific poverty line. Alag Committee 1979 determined a poverty line based on a minimum daily requirement of 2400 and 2100 calories for an adult in rural and urban area respectively. Subsequently, different committees, Lagdawala Committee 1993, Tendulkar Committee 2009, Rangarajan Committee 2012 did the poverty estimation. As per the Rangarajan Committee report 2014, the poverty line is estimated as monthly per capita expenditure of Rs 1,407 in urban areas and Rs 972 in rural areas. Moving on to poverty alleviation programs in India. First is Integrated Rural Development Program, that is IRDP. It was introduced in 1978-79 and universalized from 2nd October 1980, aimed at providing assistance to the rural poor in the form of subsidy and bank credit for productive employment opportunities through successive plan periods. Jawahar Rozgar Yojana or Jawahar Gram Samriddhi Yojana. The JRY was meant to generate meaningful employment opportunities for the unemployed and underemployed in rural areas through the creation of economic infrastructure and community and social assets. Rural housing, Indira Awas Yojana. The Indira Awas Yojana program aims at providing free housing to below poverty line families in rural areas, and main targets would be the households of SC/STs. And Food for Work program. It aims at enhancing food security through wage employment. Food grains are supplied to states free of cost. However, the supply of food grains from the Food Corporation of India godowns has been slow. Now moving on to practice questions. First of all, prelims question. Which of the following committee is not related to poverty estimation? Alag Committee, Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, Rangarajan Committee or Lakdawala Committee? And mains question. The poverty line in India may not permit a comfortable existence but allows above subsistence existence. Critically examine the concept of poverty line in India. So that's all for today. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.